Alright guys, so like I promised, here we are. We're going to look at some parts that I mentioned earlier in the video during the introduction. I have dial dynamics LED fog lights that are going to be put on the Civic Coupe. So mind you, I haven't opened it. This is my first time opening it. I don't know what's in the box. So I just wanted to show you what's in the box and what's going to be put on the car and what you guys are expecting to see inside if you are thinking about buying it. And I will leave links in the description to show where you can purchase them and the information about them. So these are LED fog lights, because mine are toasted. I had HIDs and it melted the housing really badly. So I have no fog lights. I ordered a pair. I ordered some for my girlfriend, just light bulbs for her cord. It's just an SLF, I guess that's the model. It's yellow. So instead of HID yellow, it's an LED yellow. This set alone for the light alone are $120. I'll show you so you guys can get an idea, you know, if you want to buy just light bulbs by itself instead of the housing for any other cars. So you know, you got the stickers, you got instructions. Obviously most of you guys will just pluck them and throw them in the garbage, and this is how they come. It's pretty nice. Looks like an HID set, but totally different compared to, you know, how LEDs came far. There's the light bulbs. There's one set. And it's just a factory plug-in. No need splicing or anything like that. Here's probably the resistor box for the signal, obviously, so it won't blow back to your fuse. But it's supposed to be bright. The reviews on it were pretty substantial. A lot of people said that they were good, very bright, well worth the money. So this is what you're going to expect in here. 2 light bulbs. And your manual and stickers. I don't know if you would care for them or not, but some people just probably throw it away, use it as fire starter. But please recycle. So next, here comes the Civic. Bunch of plastic, paper, recycle, another stickers and manual. Sorry. Take this out. So here's the box. Pretty big box. I didn't think it was going to be this big, but you know, you're going to buy housing, you know, replacing the original OEM housing. So comes in this box. Apparently comes with everything. There's no splicing or crypting any wires or anything like that. So let's open it up so you guys can get an idea. This set was $200. I'll tell you that much. It's $200, so be prepared. There's 3 options. This is the regular stage series. It's a 3-inch. It is $200. There is a sport, which I believe is $320 if I'm not mistaken. And then the next one up is $500. I guess this thing could probably see out to Mars if that's the case. I am not spending $500 for a light just because it's just daily driving. I don't think I might need anything for rally, but they are good for rally if you guys are interested. So this is a box. It comes with 2. One's heavier than the other. Stickers again. It's a bunch of stickers. So here's the housing. So it's all aluminum. It's powder, it's probably powder coated, wrinkled black, glass front, just like the OEM. It's 4 lights, 4 LEDs, and it's definitely plug and play. Has a little plug in the back, just like HIDs, which is pretty cool, and it has all these the heat release, so for the heat to release in the back, which is awesome because I never would expect that from an LED company. I think they did a tremendous job for doing this. So I think it's pretty neat. Same thing goes for the other. They're both original. You know, they're going to be replaced. There's nothing underneath the box, and I'll show you the kit and wiring. So here's the wiring, comes in a bag. Another instructions how to install them. There's no instructions on YouTube. I've looked to see if there's any installation. I guess their website has it, but it says it's not listed for a Civic Si, just Civic only, so be aware of that. So when you order them for a Civic. So I have a 2019, obviously. You order them for a 2019 Civic, but not an SI. So get the Civic, look at the Civic. There's going to be more choices there. So it'll show you left and right in the manual, and I'll show you how it works and where it goes. Obviously there's a QR code. If you need help, I don't know if it's going to show the model that you need to install, but I'll be doing that later in the next video because I need to replace it because I have nothing. And if I probably turn it on, I might blow a fuse because it's been raining for the past couple of days. It comes with the bolts, nuts and bolts in the bag. Has a bunch of them for two sides, for each side. And then here's the wires. They're plug and play. You don't have to do anything at all. It's pretty much well built, to be honest. I think it's funny when you spend quality money to get the best bang for your buck. This is probably a good wires, good set, to be honest. Water resistance. You won't have issues like I did blowing them every time I went to the car wash. But other than that, so far that's what they come with in the box. This is for lighting. For the illumination, I think, I don't know if this is, I'm not sure. I think I would have to, I'll get back to you guys when it's time to install it for the numbers of how bright they are. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that, with the whole candle lighting or the illumination, how many illumination it is. I'll get back to you on that. I'll put it down in the description below. So this is for hopefully next video. I'll show you guys when I'm installing. So, mind you, plug and play, 200 bucks. Probably the best housing to replace a set of eBay fog lights. Alright, so I have here Godspeed. I know most of you guys heard of Godspeed and most of you guys haven't. I know Godspeed is they used to be a eBay kind of thing, but they have come far. I would give them that. They have. I know back in the days, I know when I was in my teens and everybody was getting into Civic and turboing, you know, for the cheap low. They were good at turbos and intercoolers and things like that before they started getting bigger into suspension and sway bars and you name it, coilovers. But yeah, here is a Cameron kit from Godspeed. No rubber bushings. It's I believe they call it a spectro bearing. Hopefully I'm saying it right. I'm not sure. If not, I will write it in the video. It's just all metal ball joints basically. Inside it's just a joint. There's no rubber, it's just a rubber to cover moisture and rust and keep the grease inside. So you won't have any chances of blowing your bushings out in a month or two, the polyurethane, because those are pretty common. I know some of them have the metal joints and then the top part would be a polyurethane. And I've had that before, and it's always the polyurethane bushing is giving out and my alignment goes to crap. But other than that, it's an anodized aluminum red. And I will give you guys a hint, if you guys ever go through one of these, or if you come across another brand that's just like this, I repeat, grease it. Because if you don't, over time, like if it snows or if it rains a lot, aluminum oxidizes, and you want to grease the interior of the threads, because if not, good luck on your next alignment, because the alignments are going to be rough and they're going to send you home. Because I've been there and I've done it and it wasn't fun, so I had to go home and put your back into it. So other than that, this is it. This is my second pair that I've had before. I've had a 2013 Civic Si, and it was a supercharged Craftworks. Loved it. I had the same thing. I actually went through the first brand, Godspeed, their first model, and I picked those up from Michael Hilton. You have to look him up on Facebook. He has a website that he sells parts. I will put that in the description below so you guys can take a look at that, because he does sell these online. The price range for these were, I would say probably 200 bucks. 200 to 250 bucks, depending where you can find them. But I know he has them on his website. That's where I didn't get these there, but he has them there for future if you guys want to grab those there too. And these are Godspeed again. These are the same thing. They're not cambered, but they're for your toe. And these come in red as well. Same thing, comes with two pairs. Well, it comes with a pair, sorry. And it has, it's basically painted red. Same thing, no polyurethane bushing. It has the metal joints, obviously. And please grease both sides of the threads, because if not, you're going to be stuck in the same boat again, because this is going underneath the car. You're going to get a bunch of salt and sand, crustation, and you guys don't want none of that in this, because if you guys are driving and hitting every pothole you possibly can, because you're one of those people that don't care, I hope you care about greasing, because greasing goes a long way. These here, they're not that expensive. Same, you can pick these up off his website too. Michael Hilton, look for him, and I will put that in the description. These were about 150 bucks, so you can't go wrong with these at all. And next thing too, I picked up powder coating. It's kind of like, this was $25 for a pound. It's probably enough to do a valve cover basically on my car, any other valve cover you guys are gonna do. This is like a sherbet green, kind of like the STI limited edition with those sherbet green calipers. So here's the color. It comes 1 pound, literally. This is 1 pound. It is a chartreuse sherbet. I've never heard of it. I've actually found this color on a YouTube video that I was watching because I was so intrigued by the color, because it reminded me of the STI limited edition color. But it can't go wrong. 25 bucks for the whole thing, and it's probably the best bang for his buck. I'm gonna buy another one. to do probably my calipers and powder coat them because I really like the color. I guess after a certain temp, they do get to that color where your eye pops to them, and especially in the sun, it's an awesome color. Google it and find a picture of the limited STI. You guys would definitely know what I'm talking about. So then again, I'm going to be doing suspension pretty soon. So I wanted to show you, I got these from Michael Hilton as well. They are suspension sensors. Like when you hit your sports button, your suspension goes rock hard and changes the whole geometric system in your vehicle when you drive. Everything gets stiff, your steering wheel and your suspension. And also, these are sensors to prevent a check engine light, if you call it, or a warning light for changing your coilovers, because I think when you change your coilovers and you take out the original OEM struts, you're gonna get a light that says malfunctioning, you know, blah blah blah. I haven't experienced it yet. I don't know it, but I read about it. But these are, you have to shop around. They're pretty pricey at some places if you don't shop around. But these here I got at the same place where I've been mentioning with Michael. You buy these, they come with 4. They're from D2 Racing. D2 Racing, I've never owned a suspension from them, and I've heard multiple stories about them that they're awesome. They're an awesome brand. They're great for everything. And I've never heard anything bad about them. They've been around for many moons. I think probably in my teen days they probably were coming out bigger and stronger with better suspension quality and things like that. But yeah, these are great. I'll leave a link in the description for these and the pricing for these. I'll get you the correct pricing. But yeah, you need 4. You can't get 2. You need 4. 2 in the front and 2 in the back behind the seats. But in a coupe, you gotta take out the panels. 4-door sedan, you take out the back seat, which you guys are lucky. Next of all is map bar sensor. This is a 4-bar. Obviously, if you're gonna go tuning, you're gonna need a bigger map bar, same size as the OEM. But instead of 1, like the regular K-series engine from the regular SIs, and compared to the new ones, the older SIs, you need 1, which everyone knows. Every car only needs 1 map. But the new SIs, I didn't know this until I started researching before I bought. Because I've always been a Honda guy. I always loved their sensors. And they have Omni, they have Skunk 2, they have Block Racing. They have a bunch of name brands, but I guess everyone was sold out. So the only one that was available was Skunk 2 Racing. I've never ran them. I'm sure they're the same. There's no comparison about it. What sensor's better, which one isn't. I think they're practically all the same. In my opinion, but you need 2 4-bar sensors. I found that mind-blowing, but you need 2. It goes on the same intercooler piping. I don't know if it's the driver's side piping or the passenger side, but there's 2 sensors that make back-to-back, and they plug back-to-back. So they don't plug into the same harness. Obviously they do, but they're flipped in different ways, but it goes on the same piping. Crazy, but obviously the typical sensor is about $100. I'll leave it in a link so you guys can know where to order it and get it. And last thing that I want to show you guys that I'm going to do, since I'm showing you the suspension, Godspeed. Gatsby suspension, Monomax. Monomax is their latest one. I think there's another one that's out there. I think it's pretty much I think it's like the top of the line they have. But I know Monomax was the last one that they made for racing, or if you wanted that good quality that they have. I ran these on my 13 SI as well. No complaints at all. I loved it. It was probably the best thing ever. When you ride it for the first time, it's stiff, really stiff. I think these are 18K, and I mean not 18K, I think they're 12K in the front and 10K in the back. I might be wrong, but I will get you the exact, I don't know if they're written here somewhere, but I'll get you the exact information so you know. These here, they normally run, I know when they first came out they were about $1,000 because that's what I paid for my black Civic. These here, I've had them for a while, so I saved, a few bucks here and there, and I got these for $800, which isn't bad. You can't go wrong. I'll show you what comes in a box. These are a 40 click dampening setup. I know that back in the days when people had suspension and they had dampening, everyone thought that was like the best suspension you can have. Because I remember I was one of those guys that actually laughed about it and try to compete with other people. Like, oh no, I had 32 click waves and one guy had 18 click waves, or I had 40 click waves. Mine's better than yours. We all been there, we all done that, and I'm sure you guys laugh about it if you think about it, because I sure as hell did. Because I thought I had the best suspension there is. But as you get older, it wasn't about the clicks. It was about the weight. I mean the rates, the spring rates on them. So it comes with Allen keys, to take out the top and whatnot, and to take apart your suspension, some of it. It does come with the adjustables for the spring for lowering it and tightening your spring rate. Here's these here. They come black and red. Gatsby Max. They are camber top as well. 40 clicks. And they're all like this. The two fronts. They do come with sway bar links for the front. They're adjustable as well, that's for sure. If you want to run these, you could run them, but you can stick with your OEM. It's up to you. I know that when I had my 2013, I stuck with my old ones because something, I guess, they were still in production, and when you turn the steering wheel, it rubbed, and I guess it was known, and people said to beware, but it didn't bother me. It's 40 clicks. Like I said, I think it's 12 rear and 10 front. Okay, so I will be doing another video of disassembling these, just because I want to grease the part where it doesn't bind. Binding means when you turn your steering wheel, the spring ends up binding along the pressure points here, and you'll hear that clunk. Mind you, that was my biggest mistake, because I've had these before in the past. In my 2013 Civic Si, I had binding issues, and I didn't know that you had to grease them because you have the pillow bearing here. It's not rubber, it's metal contact, and you have to grease. So the next video that I'm going to do, I'm going to take them apart, and I'm going to show you where to grease for the grease point, so you won't have that binding issue and you won't destroy the top half of the pillow bearing, I would say, and have the suspension run longer. I do know that if you live in a city that is always snowing, always has salt on the road that is harsh, I know Hondas are known to rot out, for older age. but I know they sell coats. They sell. That should be in the next video that's coming up. I have a jacket that's coming, and it comes and it wraps around like a jacket, which is going to be pretty cool. So it helps prolong the suspension that you purchase on the vehicle. And yeah, so mind you, 40 clicks for dampening, and yeah, they weigh a ton, but they're awesome. And I'll tell you a funny story, that when I first put these on the 13 SI, my girlfriend and I decided to go to New York, and we decided to take, you know, the different highway. Mind you, the highway that we hit was all concrete road, there was no tar. And I thought, you know, let's try it out, let's break in before I do an alignment. And I did. And out of all that whole trip, her chest came out of her shirt. And I thought that was like the best thing I've ever seen in my entire life, because what kind of car is going to do that on road? Brand new suspension, not even 20-30 miles on them. First day riding them, and your chest comes out. That's funny. So, here's the rear. This is the rear. So, comes with the needs to cover it. Obviously, you should zip tie it too before, you know, dirt gets into it and you blow the struts out, because you don't want to blow the coilovers. And the clicking dampening setup here, it's different. It's not on the top. It really isn't. It's not on the side. It's not on the bottom down here, where I've seen new coilover suspension have it either down here or there's a knob here. But this is not the case. The case is, it's here. It's on the top, which is pretty unique, because I never seen this before, having it up here. Everyone's probably used to seeing it on the top, where you click it, you pull on your back seat, you know, or you go in your trunk and you click it. Oh, I want a tighter suspension. No, I think you have to go underneath the car to turn it. But I think you have to jack the car up to do that, if that's the case. So you're gonna be testing it as you drive. So if you want to get them harder, jack the car up again and click it another couple of clicks. Other than that, yeah, I'm gonna show you a next video of what to grease. And I think if you grease it, you'll prolong the longevity on the suspension and the money you spent to actually have a great performance instead of blowing your suspension. That's the way I see it. But other than that, that's what you're going to look at for the rear. Here's the springs for the rear. Nothing fancy. Haven't opened these. Like I said, this is just everything that I've shown you is the first time. So, here's this. You know, it comes with everything here. The whole Allen key twist here to prevent it from opening back up. You tighten it. And here's the rubber mount that goes underneath this. So you won't have binding against the rear lower control arm. Pretty cool. Nothing spectacular, it's just a spring. It's not like it goes on the same strut. They're all different. Every car manufacturer is different now. Other than that, that's it. So as I finish this video, I'll definitely mention that I will put all the links down below where I've got all my things for the car, and I'll list pricings, I'll list names of where you can get them, where you can get the best deals, and who you can trust. Other than that, this is it. This is my build that I'm going to do. I will be getting more in the mail, and I will show you installations, and I will show you some tips of certain things you can do with suspension and many more that's going to be coming.